In Tokyo, the world's largest city, the early morning risers are about to take part in a very special kind of rush hour. It's a rush hour that happens on 3 levels: under the ground, on it, and above it. It's the only way to fit so many things into so small a space. Tokyo's motorways don't stop at the edge of the city. They all go right through the middle. The city is so short of space that railways are routed through the sides of buildings. Every weekday, central Tokyo's multi-level maze of roads and railways brings in commuters from a 50-kilometer zone around the city. Inside that zone live 27 million people. Tokyo's commuters don't all pour into one area because there is no single center to the city. Instead, there are many, about 10 places in fact, that have shot up as separate city centers in their own right. There is nowhere in Europe or North America to beat Tokyo as the fastest growing metropolis of the industrialized countries. Just off this main road, in Tokyo's East End, is one of the few old areas of the city that have managed to survive. The district is called Minoa. A lot more of Tokyo used to look like this, and not so very long ago. Minoa is a community of small-time family businesses operating from workshops giving straight out onto the road. This house, made entirely from wood and 30 years old, quite ancient for Tokyo, is the home of the Yagi family. In their downstairs workshop, they make tatami mats, a popular floor covering in Japanese houses. In traditional Japanese fashion, parents, children, and grandparents live together. Mr. Yagi is head of the business. His surname means 8 trees. It's very common in Japan for people's names to be taken from nature. His elder son, Katsuyoshi, is 19. The tatami mats are made from rice straw. Masahiko, the Yagi's younger son, is 16. There's nothing special about Masahiko's school uniform. Everybody has to wear one like it.
ってきます。
Granddad Yagi is recovering from an illness in front of one of Tokyo's 7 TV channels.
スティーブンやめなさい。耳を貸さないわ。
エディは
一人二人仲間が増えた。仲間が増えてもカルピス一本で OK! Yeah, yeah! Just stop politics! Yeah, yeah! カルピス
あなたにはスティーブンコードがお似合いなのよ。
長々とありがとう、バンライドの夫人。愛と結婚に関する初級講座をどうも。
私がいつかあなたに。
To us, Masahiko's school is a strict sort of place. Everybody has to wear a uniform and then change into another set of clothes for certain classes. Yet it's all taken light-heartedly. For Masahiko and his classmates, getting along with the rules is part of growing up in Japan.
だいたいこの波形とね、今ここに出てる波形。
It's a technical secondary school, and Masahiko won't leave until he's 18. 90% of young people in Japan stay on until that age. Getting as much education as you can is another part of Japanese life that's accepted as normal. Even if, as for Masahiko, the work can sometimes be a bit of a struggle.
ゼロの時ね、370。あれ？あれ？400ね、12の時が。3の時？3.333。どうしてやるの？いいんだ、330。いいんでしょ
12 o'clock, nearly time for lunch at the Yagi house.
お呼びしないで。
どうぞごめんください。
じゃあご飯食べるところそれで皆さんご飯食べいらっしゃるから。
Lunchtime at the Yagis is a very Japanese mixture of tradition and ultra-modern gadgets. One of them is Mrs. Yagi's automatic electric rice boiler.
お風呂も食べる？そう決まりはいいんだという。
The room can just about take 2 small tables, and it's the only room in the house where everybody can get together.
俺の同じね、帰りの電車賃出すってさ、おばあさん1000円もらったんだよ。そしたらね、帰りに隠して弁当買いなさいって言ったんだよ。
Included in today's menu are meatballs, pickles, and seaweed.
やろうか、俺の。何よ。
In the city centre, there's a different kind of lunch hour going on.
ヨーロッパ調ルーマニア民族衣装などミートのコストしますね。ご注文の先に外でお伺いしております。どうぞご利用くださいませ。
はい、どうぞいらっしゃいませ。
オレンジジュースのショート。
大きい方だとこのフレーラつくけど。
そうだよ。
小さいのでいいですか。
It's a big contrast to the Yagi's home, but still in many ways very Japanese. Outside, a warm welcome as you're shown in by the receptionist. Inside, courtesy and high-speed efficiency. Good service, even respect for the customer, is a 1,000-year-old Japanese tradition. And now it applies to hamburger bars. After lunch at the Yagi's, time to relax.
はい、移してください。
お茶くれよ。だってのっさんは3月だ。3月にしね。
あ、そうか。
18日。
私まだ今住んで出したのかと思う。
おじいさん行ったの？庄屋？
In the afternoon, the Yagis have taken a truckload of tatami mats to fit into a temple near their home. For present-day Japan, Katsuyoshi is doing an old-fashioned job. We asked his father whether young people's attitudes to this sort of work was changing.
昔は畳屋の小僧とかそういうものによく入ってきましたですけど、今こう畳屋ってのは汚れる商売だし。
In the old days, lots of boys became apprentice tatami makers. But now the only ones who are prepared to put up with this kind of manual work are the ones who will inherit their father's business.
In Japan, it's quite normal for old people to have a say in young people's plans for the future. This is what happened to Katsuyoshi.
You see, in our case, Katsuyoshi wanted to be a tatami maker. And anyway, Grandma told him that he'd make more money as a tatami craftsman than in an ordinary wage-earning job. So she said he'd better stay on and take the workshop over. It's a Japanese custom from the old days for the eldest son to carry on.
So what about Masahiko, the younger son?
Well, I'll let him do what he wants, because he's the second son. He's doing an electrical course at high school, so if he wants to work for an engineering company, he can. He's been going on about becoming a baker, a cook, or running a cafe. That's all right. The younger son can do whatever he likes.
But although Masahiko is free to decide what he wants to do, school is still a serious business. Nearly everyone stays on until the age of 19. We asked Masahiko if it would be difficult to get a job if he left early.
Yes, I think so, because I haven't reached a high enough standard yet. I know someone who left early with good results and he couldn't find a job.
The school day is a long one. Masahiko often leaves home at 7 in the morning and gets back at 7 in the evening. Sometimes he spends all night on homework. Why does he have to work so hard?
Perhaps it's because I don't work hard enough at school.
What's to stop Masahiko working in his father's tatami workshop?
He's got enough people already, like my brother. There's no room for me, no space to work in. Everyone in the family keeps telling me I've got to learn a trade and go out and get a job on my own.
Masahiko's grandparents have seen enormous changes since they moved to Tokyo from their original home in northern Japan. Grandma remembers quite a different time, 30 years ago, after the war.
ずっとこっちにだからね、まあ、だんだん開けた開けた。
Since I've lived here, Tokyo's been growing all the time. This area was burned down in the war, and people put up lots of wooden shacks. Ours was the first two-story house to go up, and we could see for miles because there were no tall buildings in the way. The road outside wasn't surfaced, and when it rained, it got muddy. Houses were flooded, and we couldn't go out. Now it's all been modernized.
People's behavior has changed too.
あとそれ嫁に来たっていうの頃はね。
My husband would walk a long way ahead of me when we first got married. That was the custom. And when we went back home on a visit, the people would say, "Hello, did you come on your own?" I'd say, "No, with my husband." They'd say, "Where is he then?" I'd say, "There he is, over there, up in front." Mostly the changes I've seen are all for the good. But I suppose I'm a bit out of date. You know, when I see my grandchildren holding hands with their girlfriends, I can't help feeling just a little bit worried.
Seven o'clock, and the evening rush hour is still going on. At the Yagi house, Grandma prays to the family shrine.
Programmes for schools and colleges on BBC One continue in 1 minute with History Trail.